Hey guys, and welcome to the official Sourcing with Kian YouTube channel. So you're looking how to source from Alibaba? Well, this video is going to give you my top 7 tips on how to find the best suppliers using Alibaba, plus a bonus at the end. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Kian and I've been living and working in China for the past 10 years, and in that time I've manufactured over 2,500 products, visited over 500 factories and attended more than 20 Canton fairs. That has led me to working with brands such as the Olympics and the FBA, as well as United Nations, and helping Amazon private label sellers as well. So what is Alibaba? Well, Alibaba.com was founded in 1999 by founder Jack Ma, who is one of the wealthiest men in China and has an estimated net worth of around $43 billion. So yeah, so Alibaba.com was set up to connect factories and suppliers in China to buyers all around the world. Now, it looks very similar to Amazon, it's very easy to navigate, but be careful because as Amazon emerged and Alibaba emerged along with it, as soon as a platform gets quite big, now some scams can emerge as well. So I'm going to do my best to keep you right so you can avoid all those mistakes. So is Alibaba a good source for manufacturing? Well, I get asked that question quite a lot, and the way I answer it is that you have to be very self-aware of where you're at in your business, because if you're a beginner, then yes, this is probably the best place for you to get started. But if you're at an intermediate level or even past that, then definitely you have to go to China to master the art of sourcing products from China, which this channel is going to teach you on. So make sure you click subscribe, watch the other videos, and I'll keep you right in this journey. Now, if you've just started selling products online or plan to source products online, you've been told you should probably buy from Alibaba, which, as I said, is probably the best place for you to get started. Now, the purpose of this video is to teach you the best tactics and strategies in order to purchase from Alibaba without getting overwhelmed with too much information. So please watch this video before placing any orders on Alibaba so you can keep right and not make any of the mistakes that people constantly ask me to fix. Make sure you watch all the way to the end to get a full list of tips, plus a special bonus for you at the end. Now, before we dive into it, there are some quick pros and cons of using a platform like Alibaba. The pros is it's quick and easy to use. You can connect with manufacturers in China without actually getting on a plane and going to China. It's very user-friendly. It looks very similar to Amazon.com. It's nice and clean. You can just type in what you're looking for. It's easy to navigate, look at images, look at their factory profile, check out their certificates, build a relationship with them, email, communicate, everything. It's very user-friendly. And finally, you can get very quick price quotations as well. From reaching out initially for the first time, within several hours, you can get price quotations, you can build a relationship with those people, you can exchange emails back and forth, which is incredible if you think about it. It's an amazing tool. If you've got an idea for a product, you can search for it and be connected with the manufacturer within 24 hours. Now, the cons of using Alibaba is because of the emergence of the sales on Amazon, well, now there's been an emergence of middlemen now coming into Alibaba because they essentially want to position themselves looking like a factory in order to get your orders, which then they'll go and place to a factory, and they just add a percentage on top of that. So essentially you're paying someone that you don't have to. Now, it can be very hard to identify who these people are, but using this video, I'm going to outline the strategies to avoid these types of people. And then, how they sort of do these sort of scams is that they take images from Amazon listings, put it on their Alibaba listing, and then you place your order to them. And other scams that may occur is that they could actually just take your money and you place your deposit to them and then they just disappear. So these sort of things you have to be very, very careful of and make sure you don't make those mistakes. And finally, you can have issues on Alibaba.com even if you do everything right, just because of the nature of the suppliers which emerge on the platform. For example, I work with some very big and very strong manufacturers in China, but they don't even list their products on Alibaba because they're so good at what they do that their production lines are always full, so they don't even need to advertise on a platform in order to get sales. Now think about it, when you buy from Alibaba, you're buying from a platform from a supplier who's paid to show their services, but if they were very, very good, then their production lines would always be full and they wouldn't need to advertise their services because they're already getting enough orders. Now, with that being said, there are plenty of good manufacturers on Alibaba and there are plenty of bad manufacturers on Alibaba, and the purpose of this video is to help you navigate through that. So let's dive into the video. Let's grab the laptop, I'm going to take you through it and I'll show you what I would do in order to source in the best way. Hey guys, so let's just jump into Alibaba real quick. So the example we're going to use is massage guns, right? So let's just type in massage guns. Now,
the purpose of Alibaba is to find the best manufacturers, not necessarily the best prices. Because on Alibaba, you can find any price that you want. They'll give you whatever price just to get your order, and then you'll find out quality issues later on down the line. So here on Alibaba, you're trying to find who are the good suppliers, and then you will negotiate price and MOQ and things like that later on once you've qualified who are the right suppliers. So you're interested in purchasing a massage gun and up come 21,799 results. That's a lot to go through and a lot of mess to navigate through. So to make it easy for you, the first thing you want to do is, as I said, find the right suppliers. So change the search from products to suppliers. And then we search that. And then, so that brings us with 1,500 suppliers for a massage gun. Yeah, just double check it's there. So 1,500 suppliers. Now we want to filter that down further. Well, we'll click the trade assurance, and for those of you who don't know what trade assurance is, it's just basically the protection program by Alibaba that if you don't get the goods that you thought you were going to get, that they'll safeguard your payment for 30 days or something like that. So if you want that safety net, click that, as well as verified. And verified just means that the suppliers are who they say they are. Basically, Alibaba or a third party have gone into a factory and checked to see that they have the number of employees that they say they do, to see that they have the machinery that they say they have. So that's always a good checkpoint as well. So now we've narrowed it down to 469 suppliers. We just lost 1,000 suppliers, which is great. Now let's head over here. The markets are really important because depending on where the factory have been shipping to and where their attention is going, depends on the type of standards that they set for themselves and the testing that goes through and the customers that they're supplying. So for example, you know, if a supplier is supplying, let's say, the African market, they don't have the same testing and standards and regulations as the US market has. So they're not necessarily the suppliers that you want to work with if you're looking to bring your products into the US. So there's probably 26 suppliers there you don't want to work with. So I would just select North America if that's your target market. Also, Western Europe is a good one if quality is important for you, because remember, in Western Europe, you know, you have Germany, Italy, France, the UK, all which have very high standards. So if they can manufacture to those standards, that's going to be a very good supplier for you. And this is a type of product where you don't want any quality problems because it will be expensive to fix. So, okay, we've narrowed it down to 399 suppliers. The total revenue doesn't really matter because this is just the total revenue which has gone on Alibaba, so they can track it. But a lot of these suppliers and a lot of these companies do their revenue off of Alibaba. You just basically pay them into their bank account. So that's not really like an accurate measure. Then you basically want to go through the quality standards, right? For those of you who don't know, ISO 9001 is a quality standard. ISO 4001 is an environmental standard. BSCI is quite important. This is the Business Social Compliance Initiative. It's like a third-party supply chain management system for social compliance within factories. So again, if quality is one of your biggest pain points and something you really want to improve on, then I would select ISO 9001 and also BSCI. It could be that they haven't passed to these regulations, but they might still be capable of it. So you definitely want to be asking the questions, and you'll come off more knowledgeable as well in your initial email if you say, have you passed these regulations? And if you have, please send me the certificates. And if you haven't, can you let me know that you're capable of passing to these certificates, or to these standards? So if we confirm that, now we go down to 135 suppliers. So if we move further down, OEM and ODM. So for those of you who don't know, OEM is original equipment manufacturer and ODM is original design manufacturer. And I wouldn't really pay much attention to that because you don't necessarily know how honestly the suppliers have checked those boxes, whether they want credit for the original design or they want to be known as the assembly factory. So I would just leave that blank. Again, number of employees isn't so important because there's advantages and disadvantages of working with lower number of employees and also high number of employees. And for this particular product, this is like a machine intensive product, so it doesn't really require much labor force anyway. So we've narrowed it down to 135 suppliers from what was initially a search volume of 21,799 results, I believe. So that's a great first step.
Hey guys, please do me a big favor, and if you're getting value from this video, please smash that like button for me. That'll tell YouTube that you are actually liking this content and they'll show it to more people, so I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that button for me real quick. Thanks very much, and let's get back to Alibaba.
Now, we've basically shortlisted it here. We want to be looking at how many years the factories have been in business, because for me personally, I wouldn't look at anything which is less than 5 years. And here's where you can see how long they've been in business for. This isn't how long they've been making this product, this is how long they've been in business, because massage guns are a relatively new product, and this one is 14 years. So it's just saying this factory has been in operation on Alibaba for 14 years. And why I don't like working with factories which are less than 5 years is that Amazon and online sales is a relatively new thing, especially for the Chinese manufacturers. And if they've just got into the game now, well, they're probably just into the game now to make a profit. And they're not necessarily, they're more likely to be a trading company or a middleman, and not necessarily dealing with the factory directly. So you can also sort it by other things. There's best match, which is the Alibaba algorithms. Then there's the transaction level and response rate. I would just keep it at best match, because your transaction level is the amount of business that's been done on Alibaba. And you can also see that further down as well. 158 transactions in the last 6 months, 579 transactions. And like I said before, there can be a lot of transactions being done off of Alibaba. So, and I pay all my suppliers off of Alibaba, so I don't really pay attention to that. As well as the response rate. There's some great factories which aren't too good on email, so I wouldn't hold that against them just because they're not fast to respond. So when you go down here, like I said, I would dismiss anyone which is less than 5 years, and then once you've sort of go over the 5 years, you can start to qualify them. So here's a 14-year, here's a 5-year, and then you can just search down again. Maybe 4 you might be able to get away with. So that's what you should be looking for when you go down the list. Now the next thing is that you really want to figure out what are their core products, what are their real strengths, because like I said, there's a lot of middlemen on the Alibaba platform, and they may just be taking a product that they think is going to sell well, but that's not really their strength. So for example, you click this one, you can find out what other products are doing here if you hover over the product tab. So the vibration plate, massage product, massage gun, muscle stimulator, they're all kind of similar products. So you can get an idea that, okay, they're into this industry. But then they also have like exercise bike. Now, an exercise bike is probably in a different factory than a massage gun, but at least they're still in the exercise industry. So that's okay. But if you go further down, I'm sure you'll find some bad ones. So let's just keep looking. So here it says massage, chair, neck, shoulder massage, pillow, foot massager. That's great. So here's an example of a really bad one, because it says beauty instrument, salon, and furniture. So we know that these guys don't really specialize in the product that we're looking for. If you look at products, hot products, they're just looking for fast sales. Hair straightener, PDT machine, lipo machine, plasma pen. So these aren't really, this isn't someone you should be working with. And now they're specializing in the PPE products. And if you go down further, you can get some more information. They have some certificates and things like that, but that's for an LED mask. So, you know, not really relevant. I would dismiss a company like that. So as you're scrolling down, you want to be looking at, you know, the main products that they do. So this is quite a good one, but again, it's only been in business for a couple of years, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to them. Again, USB lighter. So you really want to just be scrolling down here till you find the right ones. Vibration plate, massage gun, mini stepper, that's great. Then once you start to narrow down, okay, this could be a potential decent partner, you want to then pay attention to their location. Normally in the Chinese business names, the first word is the city or the province which they're doing business. So Yongkang is a city in the Zhejiang province. So as long as you know, you can just Google these words to know if it's a city or the province, and you kind of want to get an idea for where's the main area of expertise of manufacturing for these products. So for example, two are coming up quite frequently, which is Yongkang and also Shenzhen. And Shenzhen is known for its like electrical components, and that's where you get a lot of, you know, mobile phones and anything with like power electricity. It's tend to be made in Shenzhen area. Then Yongkang is more known for like steel, aluminium, hardware, plastics. So you can see like Yongkang is where they probably construct the outer, but Shenzhen is where they make the inner sort of technology. So your factories probably come from those two areas. Now, if you want to take it a step further, let's see, let's just click on one of them. Let's just take this one for example. You can also let's say if you want to qualify them, okay, massage cushion, neck shoulder massager, swimming massager, okay, fine. You go to the contact section, you want to find out about their location. So here they haven't really given any information, they might have some down below. Yeah, operational address, this is important. There you can see their factory location is in an industrial zone, right? Because quite often you'll see a factory and their address will be on the 29th floor of like a sky-rise building. So they're not necessarily a factory, they're just a trading company. So once you narrow down who's the supplier you want to work with, you want to check basically their location. And then if you want to take it a step further as well, if you don't know where that is, what I would do is just copy and paste this bit, Wenzhou, China, and then search for Google, put it into maps, and then you just sort of want to get an understanding of where exactly this factory is in terms of location, because ideally you want to be closer to the ports, because all the products are shipped out from the port cities like here. So that's good, their factories there, they're close to the ports, so they don't have that much distance to travel from their city to the port to then ship your goods out. But if your factory was like here, then they've got a long way to go. So quite often you have a choice, and Shenzhen is down here. So the other area, which is making the massage guns, where did they go? Shenzhen, come on. Yeah, there you are. Shenzhen's right there, so again, it's close to the port, probably ship out of Hong Kong. So that's also a good option. Now, once you've got an idea of who you want to work with, okay, you've narrowed it down to finding the right suppliers, you're filtering out the junk suppliers by using verified and trade assurance, you've hit the right markets, you've checked that they hit the right standards, you've checked how many years they've been in business, as well as the core products that they're doing, you've also checked their location. Now, when you know the factories that you want to start talking to, all you do is hit the favorites. Quick little hack. It's been added to the favorites. Let's say like this one as well, for example. I'm not recommending that these are the right suppliers to work with. I just want to show you, once you go through that list of 100 odd, let's say you take 5 favorites, right? Let's just take that one and one more. Now, when reaching out to them, all you do is go to the top, go to favorites, go to suppliers, and normally what you would do is just hit contact supplier. But what you can do is hit all 5 and then hit contact supplier, and what it will do is, oh, I've got to enter the code. I'm normally quite bad with these things. Hopefully I get it right. Is that a G or a 9? Hey, made it. So whatever message it is, however you want to introduce yourself and however you want to write to the factory, you can just copy and paste the one message and then send your inquiry, and it goes to all the manufacturers. Now, if you want me to make a video on how to write your initial message to the manufacturer to come off in the most professional way, let me know in the comments below and I'll make another video on the type of message you should be writing to your manufacturers. So I hope that clears it up, and I hope you have great success with your product and your industry. And if you have any questions, just reach out in the comments below.
Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed those top 7 tips on how to find the best manufacturers and how to navigate through all the noise and find the best manufacturer for your business on Alibaba. As promised, here is my bonus tip. I always get asked the question, well, what if they steal my idea? What if someone wants to copy my product? Do I reveal my product to my supplier in Alibaba? And the answer is there's 4 things you can do here. The first thing is you can design, register, or patent protect the product that you're selling in the market that you're selling it in. So for example, if they ever do decide to copy your product, well, you can legally take it off sale. But remember, it's not always a factory that will copy your product. Quite often a competitor might purchase your product, send it to another factory, and that factory will copy your product. And if they don't do their research, they don't know that you've patent protected it or design registered it in your market, so you can legally take it off sale. Number 2 is constantly innovate. For me, I'm always working on the next iteration, always trying to make the product better. I don't just develop a product once, put it on sale, and then just put my feet up. I'm constantly getting reviews, getting feedbacks, working with influencers, using the product myself, and figuring out how can I make this better. So if anyone ever did want to copy my product, well, by the time they have copied it, manufactured it, and brought it to market, I've already released the next iteration, which is even better, so they can never catch up with me. The third thing you can do is get your factory to sign an NNN document, and that stands for non-disclosure, non-use and non-circumvention, and make sure you get it signed in English and in Chinese, and get the factory to put their company chop or company stamp on it so it's legally binding in the Chinese market as well. The fourth thing is not really a tip, it's just some advice. If someone tries to copy your product, just take it as a compliment, because if no one ever tries to copy your product, then you need to develop better products. So just, hey, it happens, but it's a compliment. It means you're good at what you do. Guys, if you ever want to take a deeper dive into your products, or if you want to work with me directly, I've included a booking link down below. You can click that, you can book a session, and we can go more in depth about your product, your category, your business, your manufacturers, your pricing, and I can work with you on a one-to-one basis. So if that's something you're interested in, just click below and we'll make it happen. So as I said, Alibaba is kind of that beginner level, and you kind of just got started there. But what I've noticed with a lot of sellers is that they outgrow their manufacturers on Alibaba. They can really be getting better prices, better factories, better terms as their business sort of grows. And if you really want to get access to those better suppliers, then you really need to be going to the Canton Fair in China, or you need to be visiting the factory directly. So on my last trip, I went inside the Canton Fair, I brought the camera, and I went inside the factories as well. So my next two videos are going to be inside the Canton Fair and in the factories. So definitely hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified as soon as those videos become available, and I'm going to keep you right in those scenarios. If you're on Facebook, please join my free Facebook group, Sourcing with Kian. That link should appear here. Or if you're on Instagram, you can also connect with me there, Kian_JG. And if you're on Instagram and you're watching this, feel free to take a photo, post it on your story, tag me in it, and I'll repost you, and we'll connect that way. Now, if you have any questions about Alibaba, any questions about this video, or any questions about sourcing in general, please write them in the comments below and I'll connect with you there and we can chat. Or if you just want to say that you enjoyed the video, or let me know which country you're watching from, that'd be a lot of fun just to connect down in the comments below. Finally, the last thing I want to say is the quality of your results in China are dependent on the quality of questions that you ask. That's so important, I need to say it again. The quality of your results are dependent on the quality of the questions that you ask. So my next video is going to be the top 10 questions you need to be asking your manufacturers to get the best results. Make sure you click the next video and I'll see you there. Take care.